Hi everyone, Donut here. We have a new addition to my favorite playlist on my channel called Liar Liar Pants on Fire, where I expose people who blatantly lie about police officers. You can check that out right here. We're going to talk about two viral incidents today, one of them involving a high-risk traffic stop, the other involving a tactical baby shield, and both of them have been spread around like wildfire by activists. You'll never guess where this cancerous thread we're going to talk about first comes from. That's right, MySpace. JK laughing emoji, of course it comes from the epicenter of toxicity, Twitter, where critical thinking is outlawed and you're a Nazi if you try to question anyone who has a blue check mark. The tweet/video that we're going to be taking a look at first was first brought to my attention by a blue check mark person named Kerry Pennebaker. He says, black driver pulled over by Milwaukee County deputies. Driver asks why the deputies have their guns on him. White deputy says, because you're not white. Then Sheriff Richard Schmidt lies and says the deputy never said it. Receipts say otherwise. And then, of course, he tags Sean King at the bottom of it. The video that Mr. Pennebaker posted here has probably over 1.5 million views at this point.
Hands been out the window. Move.
We've been trying. You gotta go. How you got your gun pointed at it though? Because you're not white. I hope they don't kill.
In addition to the post going viral on Mr. Pennebaker's account, the same video was uploaded by Twitter user The Savoy Show, and it got over 1.3 million views, which it's probably at around 1.5 million now at the time you're watching this. Let's talk about why the deputies were there in the first place. The incident started out with deputies on an unrelated call to this traffic stop when they saw the car drive by them at an extremely high rate of speed, so they gave chase. They followed the car with blue lights and sirens on. It would not stop at first. It was going between 70 to 80 miles an hour. It was swerving. It ran a stoplight as they were chasing it, and then finally the vehicle came to a stop, so the deputies initiated a high-risk traffic stop. These are very common in these situations because the people inside of the car had already shown that they had no disregard for the public, so the officers were ready to stop them right then and there and handle it as if they were running from them. They don't know if they have guns, they don't know who's in the car, so high-risk traffic stop. The traffic stop was eventually wrapped up with no force being used, no one was even arrested, the suspect got a few citations, and the suspect's father even showed up on scene to shake the deputy's hands. According to Kerry, though, the sheriff lied and provided no other evidence other than receipts say otherwise, and then he doesn't provide any receipts or evidence or any kind of factual basis to his claims other than, well, police are racist. The Milwaukee sheriff got on the news the other night and made a 15-minute long statement talking about the entire incident. I'll leave a link to this press conference in the description below. You can check all my sources there. But basically what he says is if my deputy would have actually said that, I would have fired him on the spot. He then says that he's reviewed all body camera and all dash cam footage, and none of his deputies said that. He even brought one deputy who was on scene, the one African-American deputy who was there. You can see him in the video, and he was saying that that deputy had told him earlier that he saw the person who actually made the comment. This is my deputy. He saw a white male make the comment, and that's what happened. This is what happened. The sheriff even said he called the local Black Panther president and said, hey, do you want to come to this press conference and make a comment? And he said, no, I'm too far away right now. I can't come, but please just tell the truth, sheriff. So the sheriff got up on stage, and I believe he told the truth. Okay, so the thing on social media is the sheriff's lying. Why would he even try to cover for one of his deputies at all? Why would he try to cover for them when there is public footage that anyone can request from the sheriff's department and look at? Did the sheriff cover for his deputy and he's just hoping no one pulls the body camera footage? Which that hasn't been released yet, but as soon as it's released, I'll include it in a video. If it isn't released within the next week, then I'll request it from the Milwaukee Sheriff's Department and make a video out of it. Okay, so let's say the sheriff and the police officers who were on scene are just big old racists. I'll bite. If the supposed police officer who said that was on scene, why would he even say that and expose himself as racist when he could keep on being a police officer and oppressing minorities? Answer me that. Checkmate, Kerry. Let's say the sheriff is a big old racist too. Why not just get rid of the deputy to save face so he can keep on being a big old meanie racist sheriff? I'm personally going to believe what the sheriff and all the other officers have to say about this over outrage peddlers on Twitter. I think it was some random person on the side of the road who believes everything they see on the news about police officers who shouted that. Because it's the exact same thing you see in any police incident in the comments. You always see, well, they would have shot him if he was black. It's the same thing. They're pointing their guns at you because you're not white. The second incident that we're going to talk about today involves my favorite outrage artist, Mr. Sean King, and wouldn't you know it, he's blatantly lying about police officers again. Sean is walking, talking irony. It's so hilarious to see the things that come out of his face when he's the guy that said he was going to sue people for lying on the internet. So what did the tweet say that we're going to talk about today? Oh my God, police taser an unarmed, non-violent black man who is not even wanted for a crime while he's holding his infant baby. This is right out of Detroit in Westland City. A caller called 911 saying people were loud. The caller was nowhere to be found when police came. First off, everything that he said here is a complete lie, other than the guy was holding a baby. Instead of a 59-second blurry-ass clip, I found another video that's over 3 minutes long showing what happened before the officers had to pull out their taser and drive stun the guy. 1 minute and 49 seconds into my video is exactly where Sean starts his. After they had calmly talked to the suspect, tried to de-escalate the situation, and tell them what they were called there for.
Why? Because I'm talking to you about damage to property.
What is the crime right now?
Damage to property.
What property?
They said somebody was hitting some...
Where's the property that was damaged?
I mean, we're asking...
Bro, put the light on me, I was talking about damage of property. You got the light on my face. Where is it? Where is the damaged property?
Man, she too
So
much,
bring it
man.
here so we can see that.
I'm trying to calm him down, y'all. Look,
She
bro.
gotta come and get her
Who's
baby.
this guy?
Hey, look, I'm a neighbor.
Man,
I'll
this
tell you
man
what.
has nothing to do with nothing.
I'm a neighbor.
You don't have the right to ask who the people
We
are
tried-
on the block.
Take-
You have a right to find out what's going on in the crime.
Okay, hey, listen.
There's no crime.
Hey, you're 2
Because
seconds
you're flashing a light for what?
You're 2 seconds
For
away
what?
from being arrested. For drunk in
Calm down,
public.
calm down.
Shit.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't even drink. What are you talking about? Have you done a breathalyzer on me? Have you done the breathalyzer on me to see if I'm drunk? This man is flashing a light in my eyes for no reason.
Get the baby out of here.
I don't that's my child. He can be exactly where he's at. Give me my child. Give me my child. Give me my child. This my son. He ain't gotta go nowhere, nigga.
Oh my God.
Know that.
Mr. Brown.
This my son. He ain't gotta go nowhere. This man just told me to take my child in the house.
Mr. Brown, can you
Y'all niggas in violation, bro.
Can I talk to you?
Yes, you can, bro.
Wait, calm down.
Human being, bro.
You got the baby.
yelling like
Calm your
I'm not
ass
talking to
down.
you calmly. Talk to me like a
Can I
man, though.
talk?
There's no criminals over
Are
here. Just talk to me like a man.
every time I talk, you're
Okay,
interrupting.
I'm listening to you right now.
Shut your mouth for 2
See,
seconds.
when you talk like that, you don't have the right to tell me to shut my mouth.
You have one last chance. If you keep yelling, I'm taking you to jail.
You ain't got the right
I'm
to tell me to
taking you
shut
to
my
jail
mouth, nigga.
for
You can tell me to be
disorderly
quiet
person.
for a second.
You're going to jail for disorderly person if you keep yelling.
What? On my own
Going
property?
to jail for disorderly
Come on,
person.
officer.
What are you doing, bro?
Okay?
You push me and shit. Come on, man.
Get the baby back. Back up now. Back up.
I can get the baby, bro.
Back up now.
You bag up, bag up. No, because you ain't going to jail for him. Okay, but you're not going to jail for him. Okay, but you're not going to jail. Because I ain't got no money to get your black.
And they tasered him with the baby in his hand, bro. Y'all see, oh my God.
Officers weren't called to the scene because people were just being loud. Officers were called to the scene because the suspect's baby mama called and said, hey, he's assaulting me and he damaged my car.
Why?
Because I'm talking to you about damage to
What
property.
is the crime right now?
Damage to property.
What property?
They said somebody was hitting some...
Where's the property that was
While police were en route to that call, they received another call from someone else saying, hey, this guy's walking down the road threatening people. They arrived on scene and they started trying to sort it out and figure out what was going on, and that's when the suspect became belligerent and started shouting at them. Officers kept trying to get the baby away from the scene, and as soon as the suspect was threatened with arrest, he grabs the baby. The officers didn't bring the baby into this. He brought the baby into this. He is a bad father. The police were only concerned with getting the baby away from him now at this point as quickly as possible, because as soon as he grabbed the baby, I'm sure police were thinking, oh crap, that means this guy has no regard for this baby's life or the baby's safety, so we need to take control of the situation.
To jail. Because I ain't got no money to get your black.
And they tasered him with the baby in his hand, bro. Y'all see, oh my God.
The woman in the video had hands on the baby as the officers took control of the situation. As soon as she had control of the baby, they hit him with the taser and then tried to control him arms. And I don't even think they deployed the taser because you don't hear the pop of a taser deployment. I think they were just drive stunning him. Oh, and what was that thing Sean said about him too, that he wasn't even wanted, right? Well, it turns out he had several arrest warrants that were unrelated to this call. Sean is the type of person who will never ever accept that a person's actions place them in the situation that they're in with the police officers. I really don't see how people can blatantly lie to millions of followers and still have a platform. It's crazy. Anyways, everyone, that's all I have for you today. I'm going to be streaming at twitch.tv/donutoperator as soon as you see this video uploaded. And I think we're going to be talking about H3H3. It looks like on their podcast tonight, he had some things to say about police. I haven't watched it yet. You know, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that he is one of my favorite content creators and has been for years. I've been subbed to him since he probably had 200,000 subs. Hopefully whatever came out of his mouth about police officers isn't too negative, but we can take a look at it and break it down together, break down some other things, take a look at some crime news, maybe play some World of Warcraft. Everyone, this is Donut. Please have a fantastic day.